Hi, friends. Not as having 6, 7 people on TikTok. That's crazy. I just saw that when I was at the viewer count for a second. Hi guys, hope you guys are doing well out there. We got more severe weather to cover today, tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It goes on and on and on and on. I'm sorry guys, I'm on here a little bit late today. I was working on getting a last minute forecast video out to you guys because we needed one because I haven't posted one in forever. So we do already have a tornado watch and we do already have a tornado warning ongoing right now in Nebraska. I got a supercell out here producing about 2.5-inch diameter hail and as well as a tornado warning here for Stratton, Nebraska. If you're in this warning, please, please, please seek shelter. Seek shelter. This is going to be for Hitchcock County here in southwestern Nebraska. If you're in this tornado warning, please make sure you're in your safe place. This is radar indicated, like I said. We'll take a look at this and kind of see what this is looking like. Classic supercell structure here. Has that hook echo, has a pretty intense hail core, and right now, this looks like it had some pretty impressive rotation on it just a few minutes ago. There we go, there it is. I was like, why is it showing it like that? Yeah, still does have some pretty decent rotation, and I almost think that this storm is stationary. Let me double check on this real quick and make sure it is. Yeah, it's basically stationary, moving south at 10 miles per hour. It's not moving. It's stuck. So it is stationary here. If you're in Stratton or the west side of Trenton, Nebraska, make sure you're in your safe place. This is going to be existing for it looks to be quite a bit of time. It's just kind of hanging out here. I believe there's a boundary that's also in place because we just got a new storm that went up to the south of it here. So if you're in this tornado warning, once again, Stratton, Nebraska, that's Hitchcock County. Please make sure you are in your safe place here. We'll probably end up having this. Yeah, this is going to last the next 34 minutes, it looks to be. That's some pretty impressive hail on it right now as well. We do got a couple other severe thunderstorm warnings out there. Got some more supercells here, 2.5-inch diameter hail. This is going to be near Ray and Laird and Hagler, Nebraska. I believe this is on the Nebraska-Kansas line. It is. Okay, that's what I thought. This will be working its way into Kansas here, not too distant future. We got northern Kansas going to be at play for some severe weather. It's going to be an interesting day today, guys. I don't necessarily know how today is going to unfold, at least for the time being. And then tonight, there's even more uncertainty on what's going to happen tonight. I will say tomorrow also looks like a pretty crazy day, with me, myself included, being in tomorrow's risk. I'm actually in the highest risk zone I've been in out of the entire year this year tomorrow. So kind of says something for tornado potential here, but we'll end up seeing if that flip-flops or changes or what happens. Somehow a Metazone manages to make it out of a risk zone, so we'll see what happens. But let me run over our outlook here and our watches here just briefly too. Let me go ahead and zoom out here just in a brief nutshell. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch out here for most of Wyoming here, at least pretty much the entire state of Wyoming here under some type of severe thunderstorm watch until 10 p.m. Central Time tonight. We've also got one county here in southwestern South Dakota and a couple counties here in north central, not north central, northwestern Nebraska, I should say. And then that newest tornado watch that came out a little bit ago until 10 p.m. Central Time here into what will be northwestern Kansas, southwestern Nebraska, eastern Colorado, and then a severe thunderstorm watch outside of that as well. So all of these watches are out until 10 p.m. Central Time. If you're in these watches, make sure you got alerts on phones, know where to go when you get warnings, all that stuff there. Today looks interesting. Tomorrow looks interesting. I definitely have my thoughts on tomorrow. The Ohio Valley and the Ozarks are going to get rocked again tomorrow, not with one, but 2 rounds of storms. Both potentially could produce a tornado warning. So we will see what happens with this here. Go back to velocity here. Let me just check a couple of these storms that are up north here briefly. We get a little bit of rotation over here near North Medicine Bow. Here in Wyoming, I believe. Yeah. So, all right, here's our risk zone for today. If anybody's just joining in here wants to know what our risk zone looks like, this is our risk zone for today. We do have level 3 enhanced risk at a 5. This is going to be for southern Nebraska, back down here in eastern portions of Colorado. And our main risk is actually going to be tonight, where we are expecting a couple of tornadoes. Some could be strong, damaging winds, large hail. We got Topeka, Manhattan, Salina, pretty much the entire state of Kansas, except like 2 counties is in some type of isolated or numerous severe weather set up for today. What's interesting about how today's going to play out is because it has an impact on tomorrow. So in a nutshell, I don't know if we're buffering on TikTok. There we go. TikTok might be back to doing its unstable connection thing again. So I don't know what's up with TikTok, but we're just gonna go with it. Anyways, storms are gonna start up here, and they will gradually grow upscale as they work their way east tonight, kind of that northwest to southeast flow, and that's gonna be oriented with our trough that's gonna be coming in off of the Rockies as we go into tonight into tomorrow. And I mentioned there is a threat for a couple of tornadoes today. Some could be strong, or we already do have that tornado warning out here in South Nebraska. We do have a little corridor here this afternoon where we could see a couple of strong tornadoes. That's EF2 plus potential here in this region here. A couple of these cells could be EF2 plusers out there, and then outside of that, I believe they did put Kansas City would be in the 2% tornado threat for tonight. Specifically going to be overnight tonight. 2% chance of seeing a couple tornadoes. And I want to make the 2% known. If you're somebody that looks at a 2% tornado risk and you're like, yeah, nothing's going to happen. We literally had a PDS tornado and a 2% in Wisconsin and Iowa the other day. So it will, 2% can do things. Absolutely 100%. Do we get something at 2% today? Something we're going to have to watch out. So, nice haircut. Yeah, I know. It looks like trash. I've gotten the same haircut every single time for like the last 10 years. Rochelle already made fun of me for it earlier too. So I just wanted to get it cut short today because it was bothering me. So we just went and got it cut short. That's what we did. We'll be there. Yeah, literally though, Emmanuel, and I'm sitting in the 5 hatch tomorrow too. Literally in my backyard tomorrow. So me and Ro could literally get some tornadoes tomorrow in our county, literally. Probably honestly the most decent setup I've seen for us on the entire year, and we get not 1 but 2 rounds of storms tomorrow in that area. So there'll be a mid-morning time MCS, and then there will be a nighttime event. It looks to be right now. Also, thank you for the gold coins. I appreciate it. Thank you. Hope you are doing well. Jay Morales, good to see you as well. Karen, good to see you as well. Good to see you guys popping in over on YT. Hope y'all are doing well. Morgan, thank you for all the gifts as well. I appreciate it. Thank you all for the gifts. We got Lainey, got Peabody, we got Morgan, Sierra, Roro, Katie, Claire. Thank you guys. Miranda, Kayla. Thank y'all. Appreciate it. But yeah, I genuinely don't know how tonight's going to unfold. There are so many different mixed models with, what we could see. And, I want to watch it closely because it's going to have major implications on what happens tomorrow. Meaning, like, if tonight's not as crazy and we don't get this developed MCS, then we don't get our warm sector wiped out tomorrow the first time through, and we get a more heavier threat tomorrow than what we are already seeing. There's just a lot of different things. Yeah, at least tomorrow's at like Wednesday. I mean, you're not wrong, but there still could be some very high-end tornado potential tomorrow as well, depending on where that outflow boundary sets up. The Storm Prediction Center has teased a 10% hatch tornado risk upgrade tomorrow for southern Illinois, southern Indiana, and northwest Kentucky most of the last 24 hours. So we're going to have to watch. And, sometimes these 5 hatch tornado risks outperform moderate risk zones. We've seen it a lot this year. So that is something I'm watching extremely closely, is that 5 hatch today and tomorrow, because for whatever reason, these lower end slight risk zones just produce tornadoes. I don't know why, but they do. So we'll just see what happens. But overall, though, today tornado risk is medium or low to medium, I would say, in terms of the overall intensity. We're not expecting a lot out there, but we could see a couple things. My biggest emphasis is going to be this. This is where we have tonight the threat for some significantly destructive winds. Anything above 75 miles per hour is kind of where we're looking at across this region. And like I said, storms are going to go up, and they're going to form through into Kansas here, where we could see all hazards, including, like I said, the threat for destructive winds, and then we have the hatch tail threat as well. It's just kind of weird. Like I said, I genuinely just want to see how tonight through midnight plays out, because, like I said, guess what? It has implications on tomorrow, because here's tomorrow's risk zone. We got a slight risk of severe weather tomorrow. Kentucky, Illinois, Ohio now in the slight risk. Indiana, Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and where do we think the highest? I'm going to ask you guys, without looking, if you haven't looked already, if you know, don't say nothing. Where do y'all think the highest tornado risk tomorrow is at? Y'all take a guess. We actually do have the wind energy. If your weather channel is saying that, that is completely wrong. We actually have a surface low developing in southwest Indiana that's going to bring the threat for multiple strong tornadoes tomorrow, potentially. Not an outbreak, but there will be a threat. Utah is wild. All right, we'll just talk about Illinois, Indiana. Yeah, and this is what we were looking at. There is a 5% and 2% hatch tornado risk tomorrow for Indiana, for Illinois, for Missouri, and for northern Kentucky. I myself am included in the 5 hatch tomorrow. So there will be enough wind shear tomorrow out of the southwest to allow for strong tornadoes. The Storm Prediction Center is not going to put a hatch risk zone over pretty much all of Illinois, Indiana, Missouri if there was not the threat for strong tornadoes, and that is due to low-level shear being in place. So, Godzilla, if your news station is telling you that, but I would be finding somebody else to watch. I mean, clearly you watch me, but I would be finding somebody else to watch, because that is not true at all. I'll actually show the low level wind fields here in just a second, but we got a hatch tornado risk that goes just outside of Cincinnati, basically Oxford, Ohio, to Lafayette, Indiana, back through Champaign, Quincy, Illinois, all the way back down here into eastern Kansas. And then we got St. Louis, we got Evansville, we got Owensboro, we got Louisville, Indianapolis. Everybody's in the hatched tornado risk tomorrow, and they have mentioned a higher corridor of 10% tornado potential could be issued kind of somewhere in the middle here. They've been teasing it for about 24 hours now, so we will kind of see what ends up playing out with this tonight and it's tomorrow. But I think overall tomorrow could be a pretty significant severe weather event in the Ohio Valley. Not as big as last week, but there still could be a couple of tornadoes out there in terms of overall there. Yeah, they use their own graphics too for different news stations, which I don't understand because it does show different thresholds differently. I don't understand that, but there will definitely, we won't have wind shear like Wednesday, but I will say you can get EF2 plus tornadoes with a 35 knot low level jet. And I think we're going to have about 35 to 50 knots for tomorrow's setup here. And like I said, I'll walk you guys through that here in just a few minutes. I did, bro. I did. I know it looks like trash. So we'll get to do this again. We got another area tomorrow in Nebraska, but this will be the main focus for tomorrow. We'll have the threat for a couple EF2 plus tornadoes across the Ohio Valley. I myself have been finally included in some type of risk zone. We got a major wind threat outside of that, though. No hatched wind threat now, but Kentucky, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, all the way down to Oklahoma City, Nebraska, Kansas. And I want to talk specifically about tomorrow here for just a minute. I know we still got that tornado warning here, too. We got a hatched hail threat, too, from St. Louis back down to Wichita tomorrow as well. But I want to talk about the threat here. Let me go back to that tornado warning and just double check and make sure we've got everybody updated on that. Yeah, we're still seeing a 3-inch diameter hail. We have a 3-inch diameter hailstone, or hailstones coming out of this supercell in Stratton right now. If you're in this storm, please be hunkered down. We've got that tornado warning on top right now. Rotation is weakening currently. Not a lot of inflow like we saw a few moments ago, but there is a pretty strong surge of inflow here. I mean, outflow is not that impressive. Inflow is pretty impressive. So kind of, we'll see if the storm decides to recycle, but geez, this thing is producing some extremely, extremely large hail here right now. So Stratton and Trenton, just a heads up to you guys. But no, I want to talk about models for tomorrow because I genuinely think the models are decently handling tomorrow. Here is for tonight, as I mentioned, supercells are going to be ongoing. It's 4:30 in the afternoon, so we're continuing to see this threat through much of the evening tonight. This is where things get a little more interesting. What is happening around 10 to 11 o'clock tonight? Are we seeing not a lot of severe weather? Are things chilling out a little bit? What's going to happen? Well, there's two different things we're going to be watching. We're going to watch I don't know if this is going to be decaying or not. If you look at the Triple HR model, this doesn't look like anything but heavy rainfall and maybe some isolated wind and hail in here. This doesn't look super impressive to be over a 30 hatch wind threat. So I don't think her model is once again handling the situation very well. We'll see how things play out over the next 5 to 6 hours. But overall speaking, it has a decaying cluster line of thunderstorms ongoing. Iowa and eastern Nebraska tonight should mostly just be heavy rainfall and thunderstorms. I'm not expecting any severe weather out there. What I want to watch is what happens after midnight. We start to see this complex of storms that's going to develop out of northwestern Nebraska. It'll come down into southern Nebraska. You can kind of start to see we get some supercells that try to develop early morning. This is between like 3 o'clock in the morning and 6 a.m. is what we're looking at here. And what happens with this line of thunderstorms is going to be very important. Does it organize? Does it fall apart? What happens? Well, the 18Z Triple HR model does suggest by around sunrise tomorrow morning, if you're in the Kansas City metro area, Manhattan or Topeka, you could be looking at the threat for a couple of tornadoes and strong or destructive winds in excess of 70 miles per hour. You can see this huge helicity swath on the latest Triple HR model south of Kansas City around 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Could produce destructive winds, could produce a couple of tornadoes. And this is also very, very important because what's going to happen tomorrow is a lot of people have been talking about morning time convection. There is not going to be any morning time convection out here in front of our, higher end tornado threat tomorrow. So this is around lunchtime tomorrow, 11 a.m. to noon. We've got a decaying MCS, or at least intensifying actually MCS, back over here in Missouri. Just comes through Kansas City. We got a lot of rain up north, and we got some type of thunderstorms. I don't know what you want to call this up here up north. I did not mean to play that out. That's not what I wanted to do. And as we go into the afternoon hours here, you'll start to see this line continues to intensify. It looks like we're going to get a QLCS threat tomorrow, at least for the first round of storms. And if this does end up verifying tomorrow, St. Louis would be getting rocked around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. This is not the main event. Air mass recovery is going to happen. It is June. The instability behind these MCSs or in the morning, they happen, okay? This is going to be very similar again to last Wednesday where we see morning time convection, How quickly does it move out? Does it increase in terms of intensity? What happens? I do think we are going to see a pretty heavy batch of storms late afternoon between 3 o'clock and 5 p.m. coming through southwestern Indiana, southern Illinois, down to Evansville, Vincennes, Princeton, even down into western Kentucky. You can even see here mostly going to be heavy rainfall with this first batch of storms up here. This is what I want to watch. This MCS is very, very important. A lot of the times we talk about outflow boundaries. We talk about boundaries being laid down by morning time storms. If this storm decides to take this exact path here, it would lay down an outflow boundary. Just imagine a little line being laid down as this storm is moving through. There's like a cooled boundary in place here, right? Storms like that, storms like surface boundaries to be able to lift onto to produce tornadoes. Watch what happens as this MCS moves through early tomorrow afternoon. You see what happens behind it? We get supercells. That is daytime heating behind the system. It's interesting to me about this is I don't know if, once again, if the Triple HR is going to show this on its next run in a couple of hours or not, but we don't get this line of storms into Indiana, Illinois, and Kentucky until almost 5 to 6 p.m. That's what's interesting is like we're kind of already going to be past peak heating. What happens behind this? Well, the Triple HR model says, screw it. We're going to light storms up behind the system after 6 p.m. and we're going to basically take a Central Plains event and push it into the Ohio Valley. And we're going to basically have supercells light up behind this. And then this becomes this substantial tornado event after 8 p.m. tomorrow across Arkansas, across Missouri, across Illinois, across Indiana. And then what happens? Upscale growth happens tomorrow. And then we get a major destructive wind event across southwest Indiana. There goes Evansville again, Cape Girardeau. There's my backyard getting pummeled again tomorrow. This is like 12 o'clock in the morning on Monday. We get a second round of storms, QLCS tornadoes, damaging winds. You can see multiple line segments back in Missouri here. This would be a huge overnight event going into Monday. And then as we go into northern Arkansas, northern Tennessee, 5 o'clock in the morning on Monday, we got a major wind event coming into Arkansas, Tennessee. Most of this looks like it's going to be decaying. But then what happens on Monday? Instability comes back in. The sun comes out. We get instability going here, and then our line segment intensifies and manages to make it all the way down to the Gulf. So I don't know if this exact scenario is going to play out tomorrow. We just really have to watch what happens across Missouri tomorrow morning into tonight. Do we get an MCS tonight? Do we get anything? The OOZ tonight will be interesting to watch come in. Some other data will be watched, interesting to come in. But in terms of helicity swaths, tornado potential does exist. It does. It absolutely exists tomorrow. Tonight into tomorrow, you can see where our helicity is going to be at here. We've got bunches of helicity from western and central Missouri down into southwestern Missouri. We've got helicity right over top of Evansville into northern Kentucky here tomorrow. So, this is not exactly what's going to play out tomorrow, but these MCSs lay down these boundaries, and then we get these enhanced vorticity along our boundaries, and then we get supercells that fire, and then we end up getting all of the above. So it's just something we're going to have to watch. I'm very intrigued to see what happens. I mentioned the tornado parameters as well. This is what really intrigues me. Tomorrow morning, we're going to have this MCS coming through. We've actually got tornado parameters more to work with. So we will have a decent low-level flow. And if we actually look at our surface low, let me pull this up here so you guys can see our wind fields. Look at our low-level jet tomorrow afternoon. This is actually a pretty impressive low-level jet. You can see our first MCS moving through. Low-level jet intensifies behind. Then we actually have in southwestern Indiana tomorrow night and tomorrow evening across western Kentucky a low-level jet of about 35 to 40 knots, which would be enough to produce strong tornadoes tomorrow. So yes, these wind values are not off the charts, but they are enough to produce strong tornadoes tomorrow. That would be around that EF2 plus range. So, this is not going to be a tornado outbreak or anything like that, but where we do have that low-level wind shear at, this could be interesting. And the Storm Prediction Center, I think, will go enhanced tomorrow. I don't know if it'll be Missouri, Illinois, Kentucky, or Indiana, or it could be all three, but we do have a lot of guidance tomorrow pointing to a very subtle tornado event. I think, personally speaking, if they go 10 hatch tomorrow, probably somewhere in here. Just my general thoughts right now. But right now, if you look at that day 2 outlook again, somewhere in here will probably go enhanced. That's generally the rule of thumb. And I was also looking at CSU just kind of as a guidance earlier too. And I believe they had a day 2. They do actually. They have a huge 10 hatch out tomorrow for southern Illinois, southern Indiana, and eastern Missouri through St. Louis. So we'll see what happens tonight when the day 1 comes out. I genuinely don't know what they'll do, if they'll pull the trigger tonight or not, but I do see an enhanced risk being needed for damaging winds or whether it be for a higher in tornado corridor, depending on what happens tonight. So something we're just going to have to watch here. Like I said, it's kind of one of these days again where we just have to figure out, what's going to happen tonight before tomorrow gets here. But Lens, honestly, depending on where you're at in the lower Ohio Valley tomorrow or the Ozarks, it looks like most of us will either see a morning time event or an early evening event and then another overnight event. So we're going to have 2 events tomorrow, most likely that happen in the Arklatex and the lower Ohio Valley. We get that morning or midtime MCS if it develops. If it doesn't develop, we're in trouble tomorrow because not a lot of model guidance has that. And if we don't have an MCS moving through Missouri or Illinois tomorrow, we're going to have ourselves a higher in tornado threat in general speaking, because the atmosphere won't be tapped. So we will see what happens, but I think tomorrow is going to be a pretty nasty day for Father's Day. If you guys are out and about having plans or anything like that, it's going to be a gross day tomorrow. It's not going to be a fun day, especially in the Arklatex region or in the lower Ohio Valley if you have plans at all. So just kind of keep that in mind. Tornado action plans in place tomorrow, okay? If you guys haven't signed up for Weather Call Next Gen, that's our partnered service. It's $15 a year. You get a phone call from Mesomat if you get a severe thunderstorm warning, tornado warning, or flash flood warning, or anything like that. Definitely go sign up for it if you are interested in doing that. That is in all of my profiles if you are interested in that. But yeah, I genuinely think today will be interesting. Tomorrow will be interesting. And then Monday, we got a wonky looking marginal risk on Monday. We got a marginal that goes basically from the upper plains all the way back down here to the southeast, and then a slight risk back over here in the northeast here. So we will have more storms out there again. And I do want to mention something really, really interesting, okay? This is the first time I've seen this, I think, ever from the Storm Prediction Center. We usually don't get a lot of, we get risk zones that go through the day 4 to day 8 outlook. It does happen sometimes when we're looking at a severe weather event that's, far enough out, we can get a risk zone highlighted if confidence is there. I want to talk about this. Rarely ever do we get a day 6 or day 7 or even day 8 slight risk or enhanced risk. It's very rare to get that. I want you guys to listen to this. This is per the Storm Prediction Center from this morning at 4 a.m. on their latest update. It says, while it mostly beyond day 8, it is worth noting that Dermatistic Ensemble and AI guidance all indicates a strong jet streak and mid-level trough traversing the Rockies toward the end of next weekend. This is over 8 days out. We're talking another substantial severe weather event the next 8 days out. And the Storm Prediction Center is like, hey, we see this. There's a decent amount of model agreement. If we could issue a day 8 or higher, we would absolutely do it. But because the day of the event next weekend is not yet in range, they can't physically put a risk zone over it. Basically, timing and uncertainty in the location of the trough is basically why they clearly haven't had anything out yet. But here's what it says. Given the agreement and the general pattern change, a substantial severe weather threat seems possible by the end of next weekend, the 27th and beyond, by the way. And then into the early following of next week for portions of the upper Midwest and northern and central plains. So we are literally talking about severe weather episode happening next Saturday, next Sunday, and the following Monday. Not this weekend, like not today, like 8 days and beyond. So the fact that the Storm Prediction Center has mentioned that, and they're like, hey, like, screw this week. We're going to, no, not screw this week, but like, hey, like, with severe weather's happening clearly every single day almost this week, but we have an even bigger threat that may set up as we get towards the end of the month. Let's talk about it. That's not something you see very often. So that's something I'm watching very closely. And if we actually go and we look at our overall model guidance for that period, this is something I do want to show you guys just briefly here. I don't know why I'm actually using Pivotal Weather. That's not what I wanted to use. Let me pull this up here so you guys can see our global models, because they actually are in pretty well agreement of a pretty substantial severe weather event next weekend here. Let me go GFS, and then I'll show Euro. Actually, let me look at the ensembles real quick. I think the ensemble guidance did have a fairly robust event next week. Oh, that's the low level jet. Yeah, so there it is. So this is next Sunday. Like, this is the 20th. Guys, today is the 20th of June, right? This is 7 days out. Huge model agreement on a major severe weather event that could have caused some issues up here in the high plains. So where we would technically look at for severe weather that next Saturday, next Sunday, be right in here, that exit region of your trough here. This is the ensembles. This is not just the dermatistic run. This is all of the GFS runs smacked together here. And they're like, hey, we got agreement here. We may have ourselves a problem next weekend potentially. So we'll see if this continues to trend, but something I'm watching significantly is a very robust severe weather event next Saturday, next Sunday, next Monday. And then eventually it looks like we finally get into July. In July, we may finally lose most of our severe weather events because of a huge high pressure that's going to develop further west that would lift our jet stream up and over. So it looks like we may finally see severe weather go bye-bye once the first week of July gets here. So that's, something we can all be excited for. But then we get our first death ridge of the year, and we end up getting like the heat dome of hell of the setup. That's basically what I like to call it at this point. So something to watch here, but severe weather breaks are coming, I feel like, at this point in time as we go towards the first week of July, potentially. Let me look at the European ensemble here as well. European ensemble, look at this. It actually has our trough a little bit further to the southwest next weekend, which, crazily enough, this could actually cause a widespread severe weather outbreak along the exit region of our trough if this solution verifies. So the GFS has it, the Euro has it, the Euro has it further to the south, the GFS has it further to the north. Euro would be a more widespread severe weather outbreak. The GFS would be a widespread outbreak, but it'd be further to the north. So the Euro would be more of a worst case situation. The GFS would be more of a organized, I guess, or not organized, but smaller, further north situation. So the fact that we've got model agreement on a substantial severe weather event 7 days out is concerning to me. That's not something you see a lot with model guidance. So, Kayla, they're coming, girl. If we can get this thing, if the Euro solution's right, then you get it. You'll have storms every day next week, I think, regardless of that, because of our flow. But and then if you go and you look at our actual dermatistic runs, again, which is really, really interesting to me. Here is the latest 12Z GFS here. Take a look here and see what it's doing. Yeah, this is next weekend again. Has the system further to the north. Actually, no, that's not the GFS. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, there it is. Look at that. Next Saturday, next Sunday, pretty impressive jet streak here. What are we looking at? 100 knots, almost 60 to 70 knots in there, almost 80 knots in some spots. So I mean, yeah, this would put a major severe weather event again for Nebraska, for Kansas, for the Dakotas here, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, potentially here along the exit region of that trough. I mean, next Saturday, next Sunday. And then, I mean, it just continues. Look at this. Multiple days to round out the end of June. And then we go into the first week of July, and we may finish things off with one last severe weather event. I will not be here for this. I will be on vacation. Agreement in a ridge. I mean, it finally looks like we're going to get a break in some sense of severe weather as we go into the first official week of July. And the July 4th holiday right now looks really, really good. Ridge up north keeps things quiet down south. General thunderstorms around a ridge. You get that during the summertime. But as we enter technically the hottest period of the year, it looks like that's going to potentially amount to that there. So we will see. I wonder, genuinely speaking, if we get a day 8 tonight. Do we get a day 7 or do we get a day 8 for severe weather? Like, genuinely speaking, I wonder if we finally get one to happen this year. We haven't had one yet. The day 7 and the day 8 are just super, super rare to get, at least of a slight risk or higher. So I kind of wonder if that's going to happen due to model agreement tonight. So another thing, too, that I was really looking at for next week's setup, and this is let me look at the surface-based cape of this. Look at these instability values next week. So this would be next Saturday and next Sunday. Look at this. Right along the exit region of that trough here. You got Missouri and the Midwest here getting into this. I mean, we have pretty substantial instability values. I mean, 4,000 joules per kilogram of instability is impressive. So, especially towards the end of June here as we continue to see that ridge lift. But we would have multiple days of severe weather next weekend into the last official week of June and then going into the first week of July if this ends up happening. So when was our last day 7? Genuinely, Kayla, I don't remember. I think we've had a day 7. No, we have had a day 7 this year. I don't remember if we've had a day 8. We haven't had a day 8 this year. I think our first moderate risk this year was a day 6 or day 7. But I'll have to go back and do some research on that one. But yeah, it would be interesting. Very, very interesting. But then as we go towards the July 4th holiday, you can see there's just lots of instability due to a ridge setting up. Now, let me look at our, we'll go back into severe weather coverage here in a second because I just wanted to talk about this because it's really interesting. So there's severe weather for tomorrow. As I mentioned, look at our supercell composites. Take some soundings. Let's go to Cape Girardeau. Take a sounding here in Cape Girardeau tomorrow. See what we got here for our, that's concerning. And that's outflow boundary driven. So we would have an outflow boundary driven tornado setup tomorrow. So, hold on a second. Let me check on Hazel real quick. So that is STP for tomorrow. Not STP, but supercell composite. I wonder if Oklahoma gets busy tomorrow as well for tornado potential. Also something I'm watching. And then we go Tuesday, would be back further northwest again. Wednesday again, Oklahoma. Interesting. There's Saturday. Yikes. There's a huge capping inversion on that surface low. Yeah, we gotta watch this next week. Be next weekend. Like I said, I genuinely wonder if we end up getting a higher end severe weather event next week than we've had all year potentially, and that says a lot. I don't know what our Louisville wind fields look like. Let me look at that. I'm curious. Let's look at next weekend. Yeah, that's concerning. Friday, the event would kick off right over Oklahoma, Kansas region. You can see that little jet. Again next Saturday and Sunday. Look at that low-level jet coming in right there. Pretty impressive numbers. That's almost close to what we had last week. A little bit off, but have a couple days to watch there. This is 7 days out, guys. So this is, like I said, clearly not guaranteed. Let me see what the Euro put down. I don't know if they had our trough further to the west. Interesting. Yeah, that's not what we want. We don't want this. We do not want the Euro solution. This would be a massive, massive tornado outbreak next weekend if this played out. Look at your low. Look at this. This is like a March, April trough. This is what impresses me is we're still getting these massive trough ejections at the end of June. That tilt is insane. We got a huge velocity coupling on our warning. Okay, I'll get back to that here in just a second. And that forms them a stationary too. It's pretty much in the middle of nowhere too, outside of the straighten area. But look at this, guys. This is not something you see every month in June. Like, look at this. Crazy. And then we go straight ridge for the 4th of July. If you got plans for the 4th of July, guys, and you live down here, it's going to be beautiful if this holds. Absolutely beautiful. It's going to be hot and muggy, but there won't be, like, severe weather or anything happening. Be beautiful weather. Like, look at that ridge just setting up. It's like perfect timing, too. And then we get northwesterly flow after the 4th. We go right back into severe weather, potentially the 1st, the 5th, and beyond. I get some storm chasing weather when I'm down in Arkansas. We'll see. Our last day. Look at our 850. It's a very stout 850. Right over Oklahoma, Kansas. Yeah, we got to watch this next week. I think this is going to get really, really interesting. I think I can see, the instability. Wow. Look at the instability next week on the Euro. Holy crud. Might as well say Omaha's cooking up a freaking nuclear weapon. That's crazy. That's Western Arkansas, Kayla, with all the trees. Unless there's trees in northern Arkansas. I guess I'm going to find out on my way down there. Freaking 8,000 Cape is absolutely atrocious. Just went nuclear at that point. Just gone. 88 over... Look at that. Your dew point is 81 degrees. 88 over 81 is absolutely wild. That's next weekend. The only reason I'm talking about this 7 days out is because the Storm Prediction Center is talking about it 7 days out. That was near as tight as it was earlier this morning. I'll have to look at it here in a second. That is insane. Dude, if you're in Wichita, you're cooked. Des Moines, you're cooked. Everybody's cooked. Freaking 5,000 down here. That is insane. Why are we trying to cook up a freaking... Damn. Des Moines gone. Freaking... They're melting over there at this point. All right. Well, we'll come back here and take a look at this later. Apparently, we gotta go check on this tornado here. We gotta look at the roof as well in a minute too when it's unloading in. Did they ever observe this or no? It's still got 3-inch hail on it. Yeah, it's pretty much stationary, guys. Pretty much stationary. A 3-inch hail and a tornado warning here in Stratton and Trenton. Looks like they're making a new tornado warning up here near Hagler as well. A little bit of that super sick. God, all these are producing massive hail. We should have had a 45 hatch hail out here today. Crazy, crazy work. By the way, guys, don't forget, if you would like to help support the stream today, there are ways to do that. If mods want a pin, they can. Yeah, I do appreciate you guys. Once again, we got another crazy week here starting today. We'll be live today. We'll definitely be live tomorrow. You guys are going to get some Mesomat weather coverage outside tomorrow, too, because Mesomat's in a 5% tornado risk tomorrow for the first time in 2026. Crazy that I had to wait this long for it, too. So, get 2 batches of storms here tomorrow. We will probably, too, for my weather team, pending what happens with models tonight for Kansas City, there is a decent chance that we end up getting on stream tomorrow morning, pretty early, if that Kansas City mode goes. Well, we'll know more tonight. Mesomat intercepts are wild. I'm telling you guys, I've got nothing this year. It's been awful. See, there goes TikTok again, suspending me for suspending live visibility restriction. How am I reproducing recorded content? I don't understand this. Like, there's nothing. I'm telling you, this app is horrific, guys. If you're watching on TikTok, make sure you follow me on YouTube. Like, this app is so stupid. I'll make a video about how bad TikTok is. It's just dumb, dude. So dumb. Apparently so. It's stupid, dude. This app is becoming an absolute fucking joke. I'm sending them a message. Hold on. All right, I sent him a little message. We'll see what happens. If you guys just want to donate to me, that's going to be the best way to do it. I have PayPal and Venmo in my bio. It's just that's the best way you guys are going to be able to do it. They can try to get rid of me all day long for it. I would rather you guys do it anyway because I get all of it. We're going to start a Mesomat snack fund for tomorrow anyways. We're probably going to be on here for 12 plus hours again tomorrow. It's so boring. I hate it. They got rid of the tornado warning too. The tornado warning's gone. Yeah, it looks like the storm became outflow boundary dominant. Yeah. You got to remember too, guys, when we are covering storms up here in the high plains, in the central plains, the radar may look super crazy, but it may not be reaching all the way to the surface. So there's a very good likelihood we're on here past midnight tonight too. So I would like to stay up for the 1 a.m. discussion because I would like to see a couple more model runs tonight. Me being in a 5% hatch risk zone, I'm definitely not going to sleep tonight. So it might as well at this point. Yeah, we have 3-inch diameter hail here too with this storm. At least 2.5 to 3-inch diameter hail. All these storms are producing about 2.5-inch diameter hail. So. But yeah. You know what? We're gonna try something again. We're gonna try something again. We're just gonna see if it works at this point. There we go. I give up at this point. We'll reset our TikTok live stream each time if we have to at this point. I'm just over it. Such a joke. Yeah, I'll do it. If they end up not appealing it, I'll do it. I said in the messages that I would appreciate if you would stop throwing me violations for literally everything that doesn't happen. It's just crazy to me. Dude, I'm telling you, Crystal, it's old. Like, I'm just trying to push through it. It is so old. Like, one day we're completely fine, and one day they throw my. The one I just got was for reproduced content. The fuck? Reproduced content. That's why it takes me 3 to 4 hours every single day to set up stuff. Okay. More like other people reproducing my content. See, YouTube doesn't have this issue. This is why I like YouTube. It's insane to me. Like, their AI system needs to get a grip on it, dude. TikTok, take notes. I hope you're watching. Literally trying to do life-saving weather information. You're sitting here throwing restrictions at me and taking me off the For You page because of reproduced content. Okay. Clearly, they've never seen an active radar before. What is this week is what this week is interesting wind and sea storms tomorrow. Tomorrow, Charlie. All right, let me go back and see if our new model data is loaded in. I wanted to see since our tornado warning dropped. See if the Rufus model does anything weird tomorrow. Dude, it cooks me tomorrow. See, the Rufus model has a better scenario for tonight in terms of, like, not better, but it has the entire event happening down south too. See, this is what I don't like, is it does take all of our storms tomorrow. Literally, though, Deb, literally. This is what's interesting is we kind of get a bunch of supercells tomorrow on the Rufus model. So I genuinely don't know what's going to happen. Arkansas is off the map tomorrow. They're gone. Gone. I'm just kidding. I don't know what's going to happen, guys. I'm just here. Imagine that gets a tornado tomorrow if this happens. I have multiple tornadoes tomorrow if this happens. Oh, we got a new tornado warning. All right. Get back to... You see what I'm saying? It continues to take this morning time MCS. Interesting. All right. They warned it again. It looks like the southern into Kansas here. Yeah, we got a little rotation here near Ludell and Herndon. I don't know. Yeah, it won't let you guys give. There's nothing I can do about it. There's not. Like I said, if you guys would like to support me, right below my camera is probably gonna be the best way to go. Even if it's $1, I appreciate it. Fire Girl, it's not the exact same because our wind shear at the lower levels is not as extreme. But what's interesting enough to me is I've covered a lot of these severe weather events where we've had these outflow boundaries from morning time lines of thunderstorms or MCSs that come through, and sometimes they can enhance vorticity better than a low level jet can. So it's just kind of one of those situations where, like, we just have to watch what happens tomorrow morning and then kind of go from there. I will be watching it closely because I'm in it too. So I would say a higher tornado corridor does exist in southern Missouri tomorrow, in southern Illinois, southern Indiana, and western Kentucky if things can destabilize tomorrow afternoon, which I think they will. It's just a waiting game. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens at the end of the day. I don't know. Don't know. Oh. So. Oh, thanks, Alexis. I know I look like a kid again. Oh, I'm curious on where you're at because I'm in northern Kentucky. You may probably, I'm guessing Louisville, probably. Just gonna take a wild guess and say Louisville. Bedford, Indiana tomorrow. You guys were in that 5 hatch again, and you guys just dodged tornadoes left and right the other day. Let's see. Hudson, Kansas. I believe you're in the enhanced risk. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure you guys are for wind and hail tonight, and then a couple tornadoes can't be ruled out. What's in your favorite color so we can push that? Oh, I don't know if that does that work, Crystal. I have no idea. I'm so horrific with this stuff. Yeah, you guys will be doing it again tomorrow, Trisha. The good news is it won't be as intense, but I mean, a hatch tornado risk is a hatch tornado risk conditionally, so we could see a couple strong tornadoes tomorrow. I'm going to be very intrigued to see what the OOZ HER lays down tonight, because the 18Z was completely different than what the 12Z data did. I looked at the HRF and the HREF, and as well as the Rufus too, and they have completely different scenarios playing out tomorrow, so I don't know if we know what's going to happen or not, genuinely speaking at this point. I have my doubts on tomorrow, but I also am like, we might get some storms. We'll see. It's just going to depend on that morning time mode that comes down. You never really know. All right, again, update on this tornado one here. Make sure you guys, if you're in Ludell or Herndon, that you are in your safe place, please. Oh, you're up near Cincinnati then. You were in that mess the other day. That's no fun. But yeah, if anybody wants to contribute to the Mesomat Snack Fund for our 12 plus hour stream tomorrow, feel free to. You know where to go if you want to. You don't have to, but if you do. Oh my goodness. I genuinely feel like we haven't had more than 2 days, 2 or 3 days off out the entire month. It's been crazy. It's been a wild month. We just go, go, go. We do the thing. Massive hail core still in the storm, by the way. Massive hail core. That's when I went out for 19 more minutes. I don't know if my restriction ever came back. I'm guessing they won't like me. I think tour warning or tour boss. Just put a new tour pause out for this, observed with hail. See, it's just like the storm is stationary. What's up, Erica? Good to see you. Yeah, again, the storm is literally stationary. It's just not moving. This tornado warning combined with 2+ inch hail. I mean, it's literally. Oh, it says moving northeast. There's no way. Moving northeast at 35 miles per hour is wild work. Appeal not approved. All right, TikTok, we're resetting. I appreciate it. Thank you. We're resetting because screw this app. I'll be back, y'all. If you're watching on YouTube, guys, I appreciate y'all. Dude, I'm telling you, as much as I wish I could just stay full time on YouTube and not have to do TikTok, it is so frustrating. TikTok has become a joke, an absolute joke. Like, I'm telling you guys, there is nothing I can do anymore with this app. It's a joke. Literally a joke. I have to like go through and make sure all these are working. Hold on. Hi, Shannon. We're resetting on TikTok because the app hates me. We'll try this again. I think I got bit on the leg too, bug bite wise. All right, give me 2.5 seconds. We'll be right back while we reset real quick. All right, we're gonna try this again and see what happens. We will see what happens. You know, I can't mention anything. You know what I'm saying? It's just weird. It's just annoying. Welcome back in on TikTok, guys. Alexis, by the way, thank you for the $6. I appreciate that if you're in here. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. We is back. We're here. We're here. Guess I'm just gonna have to be censored again. All right, we got this wonky tornado warning here for Louisville and Herndon. 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 Awesome. Ooh, my subscription came out. Okay. I'm genuinely kind of shocked that came out already. I did get it. I appreciate that. Thank you, Alexis. You are good. You were good. Yeah, if you guys want to help the Mozomat Snack Fund, you know what to do. That'll be for tomorrow. We'll have all that for tomorrow. Because like I said, we've got a pretty good chance that we get on here tomorrow morning and we'll be on all day again. All right, that tornado warning dropped and Louisville and Herndon, so we're basically just looking at some severe thunderstorm warnings here right now. Excuse me. Oh, man. We should see a pretty big explosion in storms here within the next few minutes across this area in terms of like upscale growth into a wind event. That's what the models are showing here. At least that's what we're seeing. How will Michigan be for the next week? Looks pretty quiet for you guys. I don't see much. I don't see much at all. And Jetstream will be to the southwest. Maybe next weekend we could see some severe weather for you guys, but nothing too crazy. What's up, Brie Brie? Oh, thank you all again for the gifts. I appreciate it. That's 60 to 70 mile per hour winds up here near Casper, Wyoming. And these storms are basically stationary almost, or at least moving east southeast. We love a good stationary storm. All of them are for 60 mile per hour winds, except this one. It's Torpos. Thought this one would be maybe tornado warned as well near Hagler, but it's not. It sounds good, Kristen, honestly. Mac and cheese is fire. Hmm. Whoa. Why does NATO cast have a high risk tomorrow? Okay, I'm in the moderate. That's concerning. Most for QLCS tornadoes. Don't tell your friends in Illinois and Indiana. Crazy. All right. Hi, Shannon. It's gonna be a long week, Alexis. It's gonna be a very long week. I think. I think we're gonna get multiple days. I'm watching this Supercell near Ludell again to potentially do something. This is in Nebraska and Kansas, Samantha. Nebraska and Kansas. Oh, dude, I'm telling you, it's been crazy. I'm trying to get Roro to come in here and say hi to you guys. Y'all need to spam Roro's name. Spam Roro. Roro. Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate it, Erica. Good to see you. Thank you, thank you. Oh, she's in here secretly watching. Thank you, Dad, for the gifts. You guys are awesome. Seriously. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I know. Tell her to come in here. Tell her to get her booty butt in here. Feel a little bit of rotation develop in here again near Ludo. Ludo. All of these warnings are for 60 mph winds, and they're observed too. Alright, hold on. She wants me to come order food. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys. We were fighting over what we were going to eat for dinner tonight. I'm back. We have a confirmed tornado. We do have a confirmed tornado. We got Achilles and Luda. This is the one I was watching earlier, and you can definitely see it in there. Hi, Vex. Good to see you, by the way. I appreciate you for hopping in. Yeah, there it is. Very strong rotation on this storm. Look at our CC on this. Definitely a CC there, too. This is moving towards Achilles. Is Ohio in the clear? Not for tomorrow. We'll talk more about that later. Very strong rotation. All right. I don't think I have. This is in northern Kansas, right? Yeah, I don't think I have any cameras up here in northern Kansas. So we're gonna go take a whirl and see if we got anything. Very, very impressive tour on the ground, guys. If you are in Achilles, Kansas here, please be in your safe place. This is an observed tornado on the ground here. And tennis ball size hail moving south at 10 miles per hour. Pretty much almost stationary. Is it P? I thought it was PDS for a second. Make sure on that one. Very impressive. Am I at 1 minute? I'll let you put me. Wait, what do you mean, Deb? I can puzzled. This thing is still rocking and rolling. I'm surprised I have PBS this yet. Thank y'all for the gifts, by the way. I appreciate it. Yeah, if we look at our pixels on this thing, 65 over 103 is insane. Jesus. Massive supercell with this thing right now. Massive. that broken? Yeah, I was gonna say it's got to be a big pipe or something. This thing is massive, massive rotation on this storm right now. It's all the way up here in far northern Kansas. It's moving just towards Colby. Yeah, definitely getting winds over 100 miles an hour. There we go. Wow. We got a 90-mile-per-hour destructive wind warning on top of this. 90-mile-per-hour destructive wind warning. It's going to be for McDonald, Achilles, Oberlin, Atwood, Ludell, and Herndon. Yeah, I'd say it is observed. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. I think what we're looking at is the wind up in here, so outside of the actual supercell itself. Thank you, Ashley, for all the gifts. I appreciate it. Yeah, I would definitely say it's going to be this up here. Yeah. Yep. Rotation's chilling out a little bit too. Look like it's almost stationary as this storm is. And please make sure you guys are inside, away from windows and walls, in your safe place. You got to treat this as a tornado warning if you're not in the tornado warning itself here. We've got Atwood, Oberlin, Herndon, and McDonald. I genuinely wonder, guys, if we're going to get a day 6 or day 7 just straight enhanced drifts tonight for next weekend. I was just messaging one of my Met friends up in Minnesota for next weekend. And I was gonna say I can't remember the last time that we got an SPC day 4 through 8 that said substantial severe weather on the day 8 or higher for next Saturday, next Sunday. Dude, every model has it. All the ensembles have it. It's Missouri, Iowa, Wisconsin, Minnesota. Like, we genuinely could get a day 6, day 7, day 8 enhanced risk or slight to enhanced risk for next weekend already. It's that confident on models right now. It's crazy work. Next weekend looks atrocious if everything comes together. Yeah, we haven't had anything like that this year. Like we've had moderate risk zones on the day one. We've been close to getting a high risk, but we haven't had a day 6, day 7, day 8 slight risk or higher at all this year, really, in terms of like a substantial severe event. We'll talk more about that later, but this coming up weekend has the potential to be insane, absolutely insane. And like, I don't even know how, I genuinely don't even know how to message wording um, with next weekend because of what we've already seen this week. And the thing about it is like, people are going to think that I'm fear mongering if I mention something like that. So I'm trying to figure out in my head how to mention wording like that because of this the substantial magnitude of what next week could be. I mean, the GFS, the Euro, the GFS ensemble, the Euro ensemble, every single run has this trough next Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Like the day 8 and beyond range, like SPC can't highlight anything clearly past 8 days. Like that's just there's no way they can do that. But I genuinely wonder if we get a day 6, day 7, day 8 highlight tonight. I genuinely wonder, or at least one day highlighted for next week. Thank you for the gifts, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I think, outside of today and tomorrow, this week we'll get mesoscale days. We'll have some marginal, some slight risks. But if this holds next weekend, I genuinely, like, I'm going to have to figure out how to message. I'm going to have to figure out how to message. Because you get to the point of like so many events, so many severe weather events, so many severe weather events, and people are exhausted from it. They're tired of it. Like trying to message tomorrow is 5%. I'm like sitting here thinking about it like, you know, how do we get people prepared because of, some instances like last week, some not verifying for some verifying for other. Like next weekend has very, very high impacts potentially. Um, it's just kind of one of those things where like, the end of June, you're not thinking tornado outbreaks in Missouri and Iowa and up in the high plains. But genuinely, if this pattern holds, even through tonight's updates, I see a situation where we wake up tomorrow morning and we have a very, very rare day 6 or day 7 or even day 8 is a slight risk or higher. SPC can only issue a day 6 SPC can only issue slight risks or enhanced risks for day 4 through 8. They can't upgrade until we get into day 3 range. But dude, the confidence is there. Like I genuinely, out of every single severe weather event that we've covered this year and tracked far range out, this weekend has the most confidence I can say personally for myself looking at model data. Um, but it has high impact potential. Um, so we'll see. We'll see what happens, but I genuinely wouldn't be shocked to wake up tomorrow morning to a day 6, day 7, day 8 slight risk or higher. Like it's gonna get gnarly next weekend. It's gonna be crazy. That Saturday, Sunday, Monday time frame. It's the 27th. It's the 26th, 27th, and 28th. That looks absolutely nuts. So make sure you guys are hunkered down here. It doesn't look like this tornado may be observed anymore. It could be, but it doesn't look as impressive on rotation as it here is going to. And what I'm already noticing is we are starting to see our main damaging wind threat kind of set up here as well. Kind of starting to see all these storms kind of merge together and kind of be all over the place here. So overall, we're still going to have the threat for a couple of tornadoes, but we do have that 90-mile-an-hour destructive wind warning that's still in effect here as well. But yeah, no, the 4th looks beautiful. I think we're going to have most of the United States looks absolutely gorgeous for the 4th of July right now if everything holds the next 14 days. Absolutely gorgeous. The ensemble's got a ridge. The dermatistics have a ridge. It looks beautiful. So can't, rule out general thunderstorms, but dude, Carissa, we're going to wait for this OOZ data to come in. That's what I was trying to call you earlier again. It looks wild tomorrow. If that first round of storms does not come through tomorrow morning or tomorrow midday and ruin our environment or at least put down an outflow boundary, it makes our afternoon event look more atrocious. And I still think SPC is going to pull a 10 hatch tomorrow. I don't know if it'll be, you or me specifically, but it should be Illinois, Missouri at least. So I don't sleep on tomorrow, guys, if you're in the Ohio Valley. Outflow boundaries can do some wild things if that sets up tomorrow. Knowing my luck, I'll get pulled out of a tornado risk for whatever miraculous reason, though. But Yeah, I keep going back to this because it just blows my mind. Like, guys, this is the day 4 through 8. Like, we have nothing highlighted on SPC for 4 through 8 for next week. You go down to the last paragraph. I want to read this again because it's what blows my mind. What it says while it is mostly beyond day 8. Remember, day 8 is the highest SPC can issue outlooks on if confidence is there for a significant severe weather event far out. But it says while it is mostly beyond day 8, it is worth noting that dermatistic ensemble and AI guidance all indicates a strong jet streak and mid-level trough traversing the Rockies toward the end of next week and into early next week. So like not this week, next week, like the last week of June, like 8 days plus out from now is what we're talking about. A strong lead cyclone would accompany with strong instability across the plains. There is still uncertainty with the timing and location. As we saw, we talked about this. The jet stream with the GFS and its group is a little bit further to the north. The European has it further south, which would allow for a more substantial, widespread outbreak. Which is something we'll have to figure out over time. But it says there is still uncertainty with timing and location of the trough, but given the agreement and the general pattern change, a substantial severe weather threat seems possible by the end of next weekend and early into the following week across portions. Like, that's day 8 through day 10. Like, there is no day 8 plus on SPC. Like, that's it. Like, we're talking wording for a substantial severe weather outbreak. Day 8, day 9, and day 10, basically, in a nutshell. Like, that's not something you see very, very often. So it's just kind of like one of those situations where, like, we've had some severe weather events this year that have been crazy. We've had some that, get the risk zones and they, don't verify because of certain elements that make them fail. But when you see something like that, it's just like, what else do we need this year? Like, we've had everything. We've had tornado outbreaks. We've had, major wind events this year. We've had 2 derechos. Like, June, you wouldn't think June could put out anything else after all the insanity we've been through this month. And here we are talking substantial severe weather event on a day 8 plus outlook. Like, don't know what else to give it at this point. Like, it's been weird. Like, all of our severe weather events are in June, like literally, outside of what March and April produced. So it's just like, what else can we get this year before substantially is not used anymore? I don't know. It's just really, really weird to me. So we'll see what ends up happening. But I genuinely feel that, yeah, I genuinely feel that next weekend is going to be absolutely insane. And once next weekend is over with, once the 4th of July gets here and that first week of July, it goes quiet. All the guidance points to a very quiet weather pattern as we go into the first week of July. So ridging will take over, troughing will lift north, and we will hopefully get into this summertime heat wave that everybody has been projecting. So we'll see what happens. But that's typically El Nino for you too. So absolutely, tie-dye. We got you. We got you here. We got a confirmed tornado that's still in the ground right now. I don't think it's observed anymore. What we do have outside of this is a massive damaging wind event currently happening right now. Atwood, Liddell, Herndon, Oberlin, Achilles. You guys got to be hunkered down here. You can kind of start to see the overall straight line winds kind of setting up. You got 2 embedded mesocyclones in there as well that are rotating. But I'm genuinely trying to figure out in my head, what the fuck are we looking at this weekend? Like, it's just like, what else are we going to get? What else have we not had yet for 2026 in June? We've had derechos. We've had tornado outbreaks. What else are we getting this year? We can get our first high risk in June. Like, that's just kind of like the stuff that I'm sitting here looking at. So, we'll see. I just want to say, if you're in the Midwest or High Plains next week, whoo. All right. I'm just looking at a couple things here. Everybody's circling my backyard for tomorrow, and I don't know why I don't like it. I don't like being circled on maps. I can circle you guys on a map. But I cannot have people circling me on a map tomorrow. That's not okay. That's not okay. That's not allowed. I'm being circled on lots of people's maps tomorrow. Not a fan of that. I would like to survive Father's Day tomorrow. That's the ultimate plan at the end of the day. Crazy wind right now, guys. Look at this. Look at these outflow winds. 90-mile-per-hour winds, possibly even some higher ones in here than this. A baboo is going on with this? Yeah, wait, bro, I about said something else too for a minute. I got a question out. What's up, Jonathan? Look at this. You got a MCS mixing with a supercell. Look at this thing. We got a whole bunch of storm interaction. Like you got outflow boundaries shooting out of cannons left and right here. You got an outflow boundary here. You got an outflow boundary here. They're all just going all over the place. You get an outflow boundary. You get an outflow boundary. Look at this. You got clashes of the outflow boundaries. You see, this is a great example on what an outflow boundary is. Look at this. You have this nice moist layer of an outflow boundary here, and then watch it shoot north, and then watch the storms form off the outflow boundary. Watch this. Watch this. Ready? 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 This is so cool to watch. Outflow boundary, bam! Just hits the storms like it's freaking candy in a candy shop. It just enhances these storms. Those boundaries are so important to mesoscales, or to day of events. I won't be away next weekend. I will be here to cover every event this week. I will be here all the way up to July 1st. July 1st, I will be MIA July 1st to July 6th. I don't know if it is still on the ground. I don't know. Is it, unless you guys are seeing it like video-wise? It looks like it's trying to go again, though, if it's not. Yeah, you guys got Mesomat for 11 more days, and then I'm gone for 6 days. I'm getting out of weather for 6 days. I will be meeting some of my weather team peeps and blowing up a friend's backyard. It's gonna be great. Yeah. This thing looks nasty. I am. I'm excited. I can officially say I met somebody in person that survived multiple tornadoes this year. Yeah, so it looks like we are seeing our low-level winds and everything come together again here. So you're starting to see a recycle happen. This thing can put down a monster tornado if it ends up wrapping up here. You can kind of start to see a new little hook eck develop with this too. Very, very strong RFD developing with this storm right now. Very strong RFD. I know I get to meet Claire and Lindsay and Kayla and all you guys this coming up week. It's gonna be great. I have to start packing this coming up weekend too. Yeah, RFD, it's a river fling downdraft. Very strong winds outside of the backside of your storm. It is. I know. We literally leave in like 10 days. I leave in 10 days and you guys come down right after. It is. It needs to come quicker though. Come on down, Carissa. Come on down. You can ride with me and Roro. We got an extra bed at the Airbnb too. There's a bedroom and then there's 2 beds. So you could. Theoretically, you really could if you wanted to. You just ride with us. You'd have to hold the boxes of fireworks in the back. After my deal last time. No, you're good. I understand that. You're all good. Just thought I'd offer. Nice little 6-hour drive. Look at that RFD recycling. I want to. Listen, girl, you gotta do what you gotta do, though. You gotta do your thing. Do your own thing. Look at that surge. You can just see it rotating. No, this is well away from Wichita. well far away. I wonder if we're about to see a massive... Look, there's another outflow boundary. Look at that. We got all these outflow boundaries. Look at these. Look at this. You see the lines? These storms just riding outflow boundaries. Got an outflow boundary here. You got an outflow boundary here. One's going this direction. The other one's going this direction. All right, we got a new destructive wind warning, 80 miles per hour. Colby, Kansas. So we're going to actually... I've got a camera in Colby, Kansas. That can actually see this thing, potentially. It is dusty. It will develop and move into eastern Kansas tonight, yeah. So theoretically, what's going to happen is we're going to see kind of a right-hand turn tonight with storms. At least it's what the models suggest, so we'll see. You're in Levant, Colby, Kansas, Rexford, Selden, Menlo, Hoxie, Jim, and Brewster. Be ready to go here, guys. Get your safe place in that observed destructive wind warning. Whoa! That's a concerning mesoscale. $85 to $100 mile an hour mesoscale for winds. They don't even have this swath making it into central Kansas until midnight. That is a massive mesoscale. 85 to 100 mile an hour winds, and then the projected severe swath. It's not even going to make it into central Kansas until midnight tonight. This should get an upgrade to a moderate risk. I'm surprised they haven't mentioned it. Hey guys, do we stay up until 4 a.m. when the day 4 through 8 comes out? Just kidding. We're gonna probably end up getting off at 1 tonight. I'm gonna stay up until 1. But we will have to start stream extremely early tomorrow morning. If the OOZ data comes out in 3 hours and it still has Kansas City getting whacked in the face at 7, 8 a.m., we will be on tomorrow morning at sunrise. No doubt about it. I will be on for that. We will be on the entire day tomorrow if that happens. That's how I will spend my Father's Day with you guys, is doing weather coverage. It's a very concerning mesoscale. I don't like that. They still have this tornado warning as observed, which I don't think makes any sense. This is going to start to turn into a massive wind event. MCS is a mesoscale convective scale system. Basically, a line of thunderstorms with destructive winds. Dude, look how windy it is in Colby, Kansas. The Kansas is shaking. You can see the dust. They're in that destructive warning. I don't know if we have any other... Oh, that one's just a picture. Darn. I'll have to watch this and see what this thing looks like when it comes in. Interesting. look at this. I just can't get over watching this. Again, teaching moment, teaching moment, teaching moment. So here's your outflow boundary. You see your storms right here? Watch what happens when the outflow boundary hits this storm. This is always so cool to watch. Watch it. Ready? Boom. Just explodes. So this storm right here is about to hit this outflow boundary here in a second as well. I love watching these happen. It's crazy how the outflow boundary just enhanced the storms to go up. Just explodes. Yeah, the winds of Achilles right now is also insane. 100 plus. Hold on 1 second, guys. And we back. My food is almost here. Bro decided to get his chicken tonight. Does my earbud die the second I get in here? Like the second. All right, our tornado warning's gone. We're turning this into a destructive wind event, is what we're currently doing right now. Destructive wind event, destructive wind event, destructive wind event, destructive wind event, destructive wind event. Ow, I just stubbed my toe. That did not feel good at all. Oh. That hurt. Yeah, that was not fun. All right. All right, we're still sitting at 80 with this, which I think wins are definitely higher out of this MCS. But there's just so much happening right now with this outflow boundary. It's crazy work. There we go. They warned it again. Here we go. Yep. There's your surge. Another tornado warning for Achilles. This one may be intense, guys. I think our camera got taken out. All the cameras just got taken out from that surge. We have none. It's just crazy to me how this supercell is still rotating in this line of thunderstorms. Jeez. You know what I wonder, guys? All of the storm chasers that are sitting over here chasing this today, they're going to have to drive to the Ohio Valley tomorrow if they're going to chase. I wonder how long it takes for sleep deprivation to affect the body like that. That has some exhausted, grumpy people tomorrow. My longest live stream was 36 hours, and I was gone for. Katie, I feel that 10 hatch upgrade coming tomorrow for us, honestly. We'll see what the data does tonight. Don't forget, guys, if you would like to help towards Mesomat's snack fund tomorrow, you know where to go. Because we will more than likely be on here for 12 plus hours tomorrow. I gotta go grab the food, though. I'll be right back. Hi guys, we got food. Okay. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated. All right. So I got that tornado warning that's radar indicated for about 30 more minutes here. South Achilles. Started moving over Achilles. We have food, guys. We have chicken wings. Hot dog and bologna. Mezzomats, your homie. I don't even know what I'm doing at this point. I just exist. Mezzomat, your homie. I'm just gonna like shove this food down my throat real quick, so just bear with me, guys. We're here. We're existing. You guys love Mezzomat, right? You guys just love me. I'm your best friend. Happy early Father's Day. I appreciate it. You know what I will be spending my Father's Day doing? This tomorrow. This exact thing. I'm so excited. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate y'all. It's so weird hearing that, like, still, even after being up here for 3 years. It's just so different. I don't know what that is. I'm still trying to figure out this substantial wording from the Storm Prediction Center for freaking day 4 through 8. That's what blows my mind. Is like substantial. What does that mean? Like, are we talking like catastrophic? Are we talking like PDS galore? Like, what are we talking about? Substantial. Because I genuinely would like to know. There's also the situation where SPC completely like pulls out of it tonight. You never know. They're an interesting organization, but they do great. We love SPC. Yes, I'm standing and eating, by the way, guys. I like to stand and eat. An EF2 touchdown, 5 miles down. You know, that's not the first time I've heard that. Now that you mention it. That's genuinely not the first time that I've heard that. Apparently, there were a bunch of tornadoes last week that got blown off. I'm just casually in EF2, just diminish it. I don't understand that. We still have 90-mile-per-hour winds coming into Colby, Kansas right now, guys. This is a life-threatening situation if you're in Colby, Kansas. Destructive winds. It looks like the models are finally catching up to our intense wind event tonight. Yeah, we'll at least be on stream, guys, until 1 a.m. at least. I would like to get some magnitude of sleep tonight. We'll see if that happens. Wind threat tonight's is gonna ramp up. Hazel agrees. Hazel absolutely agrees. I'm sitting here eating a honey butter biscuit. Yeah, that's crazy to me. Okay. We're just gonna keep it here. Destructive winds. Was the one that hit Pike County, Ohio? There was, yeah, we had a massive one that ended up in Pike County. I remember that. I do. It was crazy. A lot of those tornadoes were overnight too. Uh, 86 plus mile an hour wind gust on this storm here apparently too. I'm low-key intrigued to see if SPC upgrades to a 45 patch wind threat tonight across central Kansas. I think it's needed now that this is ongoing. Or we get a moderate wind risk upgrade maybe. I don't know if they'll do it or not, but if this OOZ her runs tonight and it downtrends my severe weather event tomorrow, I'm gonna lose my mind. That's what I'm dreading. Like, I'm super excited for my storms tomorrow. It may actually happen. Most of the model day today has been spun on with it. If the OOZ her comes in tonight in an hour and a half and it shows absolutely nothing tomorrow, I'm going to rage. Oh yeah, Kentucky's in it tomorrow. Indiana, Illinois, Kentucky are in it tomorrow. We got a hatch tornado risk, 5 hatch, 2% hatch, wind threat, and hail threat. Stop being that happy. I'm genuinely trying to be optimistic. I'm trying to say it's not going to happen. Ah! I got honey on me. But I'm trying. Messy eater, Mezzo Matt. No, no, for real though, I am. I am a messy eater. Whoa. Dude, this thing is still trying to put down a tornado. Like, this is a huge RFD surge inside this Mezzo's. Like, look at this thing. We've got this supercell hanging on for dear life outside of this 90-mile-per-hour destructive wind warning right now. Colby, Kansas is getting cooked right now. I was genuinely hoping to have a nice Father's Day tomorrow. Go get some coffee, play some video games, not have to worry about weather. But nope, that never happens. Never happens. It is what it is, though. When weather calls, Mezzo Matt calls at this point. Did you get anything Wednesday? Wait. Did I get anything Wednesday? Oh, absolutely not, Claire. No, nothing. It was a dud. Huge dud. That's how it's been this year for me. That would have been fine with me too, Claire. They're gonna have to extend this watch at some point. At least you get to do what you love. Though I mean, you're not wrong though, Bailey. I do enjoy doing this. I do. I do enjoy doing what I do. It just gets exhausting after a while, though. We just have to push through it. When August gets here, and I go back to school full time, you guys won't see me a lot. Do weather updates and some occasional weather streams, but it's just how it's gonna have to be. Rain warnings are for water spouts or thunderstorms on lakes. The new Triple HR models don't have Kansas City getting whacked in the morning anymore, which is good. It almost decays our MCS too. Sounds good, Tanzam. Appreciate you for stopping in. Thank you for the gifts. We'll be here. We're hanging. This storm is continuing to try to put down a tornado. It's just not doing it. You can see how the mesocyclone is spinning in there. Jeez. No, watch, here's what'll happen, Claire. Zia run, and we'll be back to square one. Let that Zia her run come in tonight. Let it be Hall of Fame. Let's give it. I'm eating Lee's chicken. That's what Roro got us for dinner tonight. Sorry. Roro got us Lee's chicken for dinner tonight. It's way better than KFC. Especially being from a Kentucky standpoint. Excuse me. It's fire. I love it. I'm also gonna lie, it's not kind of nice to not have over 100 people sitting in live stream right now either. Between YouTube and TikTok, we got about 100 people. Kind of can chill, do some weather coverage for a little bit. Definitely want to make sure, though, if you're in these storms, that you guys are hunkered down. So if you're getting these destructive severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings, especially here in northern Kansas, that you are seeking shelter, please. Oh, yeah. Oh, I missed. I would low-key like to actually sleep tonight. We'll see. Depending on what the OOZ her model does at 8 tonight, will kind of depend on what we do stream-wise tonight. And all these little supercells coming out here, too, in Colorado. Lee's chicken is fire. I love it. Ro introduced it to me whenever I moved up here, and I was like, oh. Claire, be careful what you wish for, girl. Kansas won't be until Central Kansas will be tonight. Probably will after midnight. A little bit lower in threat, but we'll see what SBC does here in about an hour. We'll update again. We'll update their risk zone in about an hour and 30 minutes. We'll kind of go from there and see what they do. Just got this nasty Boeing line segment now with this alpha boundary. Crazy winds. That is not what we want to see, folks, is massive rotation trying to develop with this. Look at that. You're getting a very, very strong surge of inflow in here while you have a very strong outflow. Oop. We're about to have an issue here in a minute. Did they drop the... What? Did they drop the warnings? That makes no sense. Did they just leave? I'm confused. Okay. So we just go from producing 90-mile-per-hour winds to nothing. Right. This makes sense because it's 2026. 2020 shows up for me. Whoa. What are we doing? Okay. This genuinely makes no sense. So we've got a rotating mesocyclone inside a shelf or inside of a MCS and nothing. Because that makes total sense. That genuinely makes so much sense. Oh. Well, they severe warned it. And they need to put a tornado warning back on that storm. This might be a nasty booger here in a few minutes. Yeah, Nebraska's known for their interesting warnings and stuff. Somebody posted on X, are we sure these are tornadoes or just outflow dust clouds? Oh yeah, guys, by the way, if you just joined in, NATO cast is drunk for tomorrow. Wouldn't want to live in central Illinois. That's me in the moderate risk tomorrow. That's me in a moderate risk for tornadoes tomorrow. It's nice knowing you guys. I'll be gone tomorrow at this point. It'd be nice knowing y'all. Yeah. I won't even get to get my degree finished. I'll be done. That'd be crazy. Nice knowing y'all. I'll have to figure out who gets put in charge of the team if Mesomat ends up having a catastrophic situation. Because if I go, Ro goes. That's the situation that would be at hand. Have a vote. I'll have to vote. Who becomes the streamer? Nah, I'd be you, Ashley. You're quitting your full-time job and coming to full-time weather streaming. Hey, Katie, maybe we can talk up Hannah to come back and take over. Maybe Meso-Han. Mesoscale Hannah. I could see Claire doing I could see Claire doing slime while she's doing weather coverage. Making me laugh during the serious matter. Ah. Listen, we're here. We exist. We don't have any tornado warnings. We can screw around a little bit. It's all good. Listen, I try to keep my platform very professional, but you know, there's some days like today where I'm just like, nah, gotta have a little bit of fun. New idea? Yeah, so once again, why is this not tornado warned? Like, we may have like a, look at this, look at it rotating, look at the recycle happen. You mean to tell me right now that this is not at least producing some type of embedded circulation in here? Like, come on. Like, we just had a cell, look at the cell merge. Look at the cell merge. Crazy. Oh, by the way, guys, I am working on a merch team, and the lead for merch team is going to be Kayla on our weather team. I've got Kayla and Lindsay so far that are going to be a part of it. So if you're on my weather team and you want to, you can. But I'm also asking people outside the weather team that watch streams that are interested. Yep. Yep. We're going to have a little groupie discussion once it gets some more people put in it when we get back from our trip. But I'd like to have it up and running. I can have some people help me post merch, keep stuff updated, because when I go back to school full time, I'm not going to have time to post everything, make videos. Like, we're barely going to be able to go live when school starts. So having a merch team and people that can run stuff for me, because I'm only a one-person show, it's going to be huge helpful. So that will be coming. Yep. So I'm going to get some ideas together. And if anybody that wants to be a part of that, we'll get something rocking and rolling in July. Yeah, the website I use right now is only limited to certain things. It's free, so maybe we can come up with some like ideas to put on the shirts. Because I'm probably going to continue to use the same website, but we need just like custom like ideas that I can like throw graphic wise on the t-shirts or sweaters or tumblers or anything like the logos to sell it. So that's kind of what we're going to have to do, like brainstorm some stuff. We're about to have a massive tornado out of this here in a few minutes. That would be cool though, Katie. Low key, kind of cool. I think that'd be awesome. This is Weatherfront. Storms in Ohio. We have a storm in PA. A little severe thunderstorm in PA. Oh, that's pretty cool, Shannon. That'd be awesome. Yeah, if anybody's interested, reach out to me. I gotta go through my messages. By the way, guys, I didn't get to tell my team this. I had something really cool happen yesterday or the other day. So I had a mom reach out to me. Her kiddo turned 10 years old. She reached out to me. I don't know if she's in here or not. And asked me to do like a cameo video or like a little birthday video for her kiddo because he watches the streams and like super obsessed with the weather. And so I sent her the video today, and apparently it was a really cool reaction. So I got to make a kiddo happy today, which was awesome. Listen, I'm down for that. Yeah, they messaged me on Thursday last week, and I was like, sure, I'll put together something. So, well, we got another 90-mile-an-hour destructive wind warning for Colby, Kansas. That's why. They shouldn't have taken off to start with. Yeah, this shouldn't have been taken away. Look at this. We have a hunky chunky supercell. We got a honky chunky mesocyclone, and we got a MCS squall line in here. So we're hunky chunking squalling. That's what we're doing right now. If you're in Lebanon, Brewster, Colby, Jim, Rexford, Selden, Menlo, please be in your safe place, guys. This is the Hurricane 2, Category 2 hurricane winds right now that we're dealing with. We're about to see. Oh, boy, Katie, do you remember this from last year? What happened when this happened? We're about to see these outflow boundaries clap cheeks here in a minute. All of them are going in one direction. Do you remember when that happened last year over top of us over in just literally west of you guys? Look at this. All surging in the same direction. One of these storms about to explode. Southeastern Kansas will be way later on this evening, Karen. So just have alerts on your phones tonight. Nah, we got outflow boundaries that go like this. And they're all going in the same direction. This is about to be a throwdown party here in a second. Whichever storm is in the middle here is going to have fun. So look, if you watch, you can see the first little faint outflow boundary in here. Watch this storm. As the outflow boundary moves over the storm, watch what happens. Right through, it just intensifies. Hazel is rocking it right now. We lost whatever tornado potential was going to be with this too. They finally forewarn it. A little bit late, yep. A little box in here. Oh. Rexford, Menlo, and Selden. Make sure you guys get to your safe places here. We got 49 minutes on that forewarning. He is on one. It's because it's a different application. All right. Yeah, looks like that rotation's coming back. I'm interested to see if this MCS goes south or if it goes east, because models have it going east. Connor posted literally reliving the Dust Bowl. I love that. Hey, Carissa, are you still in here? Is Issa in here? I might have to give Issa a call. My friend just sent me a video chasing and the boob. Dear God. Bar is like destroyed. Oh, wow. All right, well, there's our rotation. Starting to pick up here again. Rexford, Menlo, and Selden. Hi, Miss Cat. Welcome in. Welcome in, guys. Thank y'all again for all the gifts. I really appreciate y'all. Once again, if you would like to contribute to the Mesomat Snack Fund tomorrow, feel free to. Information is in bio. You don't have to, though. But if you'd like to, you can. We got a long day tomorrow, guys. You guys are going to get multiple Mesomat live streams tomorrow, potentially outside in my backyard, which is going to be exciting. This is currently in not Nebraska. This is currently in Kansas. We got a 90-mile-an-hour destructive wind warning and a tornado warning inside it. And oh boy, here we go. Got that rotation picking up here on the northeast side. What's up, Daisy? Macon, Georgia. Oh my, wait, are you getting storms in Macon, Georgia? I'll take a plunder down here for you guys. You guys have had some storms the last couple days. Yeah, you get some rain coming to your northwest there. Hi, Matthew. Hi. All right. What did you do, Shannon? What did you put in the chat? I can't see because the emojis are so crazy. Oh, listen. If anybody wants to help towards the Mesomat Fund, you can. Also, too, guys, as well, if anybody did not know, all of your generous love and support also goes towards helping Mesomat get a vehicle. We are hoping by the end of the year for Mesomat to have a car, if not by the beginning of next year. So anything goes towards it. So as we do these live streams, you guys don't have to. Follows and shares is all I need. But if you are wanting to go above and beyond, I just want to let everybody know that is what it goes towards. So I guess you don't have to be grounded if you don't want to. I can't restrict anybody from helping if you guys don't want to, if you want to, but just know I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. You guys are awesome. I love every single one of you guys in here. Watch it on YT and watch it on TikTok. I appreciate you guys. Okay. All right. Let's see. Yeah, we're still well a ways off too from getting that goal done, which is it's a lot to ask for. I just stream. I just do the streaming. That's all we do here. So anybody that does, like I said, does appreciate, whether it's $1 or anything, I appreciate it beyond words. That's what it goes towards. Mesomat's trying to get his. I'm just gonna tell you a little backstory. I've had a bad history with vehicles. I've been without a car for basically 2 years now. I had to scrap my car because it went through too many freaking catalytic converters. Not catalytic converters. I can't even think of what I'm saying here. Yeah, converters. Yeah, I went through too many of those. I went through 4, so I just decided to give up on scrap it. And so doing weather full time, I don't really make a lot of money off of this. And you're like, well, some people are like, why don't you go get a real time job? I'm like, well, this is my real time job. I have to be able to set myself up in the future when I'm done with school to be able to run my platform. So that's what I do. So it basically relies on y'all watching my streams. That's how it all works. So I appreciate you guys for just being here and supporting. It's what it goes to. So eventually one of these days I'll be able to officially call this a full-time job and not just, relying on row. So I hate that. Like we're almost there. I feel it. Like we're almost there. Lindsay, are you in the chat? Hold on a second. Matt needs to do a brand deal. I would love one. I don't get any. I don't get any at all. Another 80-mile-an-hour wind warning. Oakley, Russell Springs, Elcador, and Winona. See, nobody wants to like partner with me really. I mean, we've got two partnerships or one partnership. We've got Weather Call, but in terms of like branding, we don't have that. I'm also still very, very small too as a creator as well, so. Hey, Lindsay, I may have Lindsay. I love you, Lindsay, is all I have to say. I didn't do nothing. I'll be driving back from Springfield, Kansas tomorrow morning. What's it going to be? You're going to have storms. You're going to have storms tomorrow. We're still trying to figure out the magnitude of what that's going to be in the morning. We'll get some new data coming in here in a couple of hours, kind of talking about what that's going to look like. But I think a substantial severe weather event in Missouri is very likely tomorrow. Chelsea girl, prepare for tornadoes. You're going to be smack dab in that mess tomorrow if the models continue to turn the way they're turned in. Lindsay, I just met your mom. You can't be mad at her though, okay? Oh, a 4-inch hail on it too. She's sweet. She's so sweet, Lindsay. You have a good mom. I love it. Yeah, this is observed, and it has 4-inch diameter hail on it. Damaging tornado and softball size hail. I don't see where the CC is. Yeah, it's hard to tell on this one. Lindsay. Matthew. I'll talk to you later, Lindsay. Doing more north of the box in the warning. I don't know. I don't know if it's like late observed. I'm genuinely like a little bit confused on this one. Also, we got a brand new mesoscale discussion for Watch Possible. Kansas City, Missouri to Southeast Kansas, 40%. This thing's mean looking. It has been interesting watching this. I've been tracking it for a while. 5 miles west of Selden. I don't even know if that's. It doesn't even look like it's observed anymore. Yeah, I'm genuinely confused too, guys. Honestly, I don't know what we're looking at. Oh, Bree, by the way, reach out to me about the team stuff again. Because I don't know if you ever put an application in. I got to start going through that stuff when we have a quiet week. I probably, honestly, guys, won't even get to most of the applications until after I get back from vacation. So, you did put one in. Will you just message me? Outside of this one tornado warning, guys, it really hasn't been a chaotic day. It really hasn't been. We've just got this massive wind event playing out here. Looks like that'll continue for quite some time. Oh, look! Look who it is. We what, Lindsay? 90-mile-per-hour wind still. I know what I did. Nah. I'm here. We love Lindsay. I am absolutely innocent. Jan's here. Welcome in, Jan. Oh, we will, Claire. We will. Hopefully. I don't think we're gonna have to cover super late on here tonight. I'm gonna try and save most of my energy for tomorrow. So This is mostly going to turn into a major wind event tonight. The overall tornado threat's pretty chill. So I'll wait and see what some of this data does here tonight. We'll kind of go from there. So moving into the severe thunderstorm watch. Oh, hold on one second, guys. Okay, guys, sorry about that. My stomach is in pain right now. Tummy pains, tummy pains, tummy pains. All right. All of our outflow boundaries are just going ham. All right. By the way, guys, I will have to get off stream here actually in just a few minutes. I've got to go help a couple people with some software issues. That way they can be ready to go for tomorrow. Predominantly tonight too is mostly going to be when there is that tornado threat. If anything goes crazy this evening, we will get back on. I will also probably do another stream update closer to when like SPC comes out or something like that. If it does do anything crazy once I look over some model data, but I've got to get some people set up for tomorrow for storm chasing. That way we have chasers tomorrow, and I've got to help some streaming software get set up. So with today not being such a big tornado day compared to tomorrow, population wise, I won't. I'll be able to cover it in maybe more this evening, and I got to get Hazel to bed too because Rochelle cannot get Hazel to bed. So she cannot pick her up. So we do still have that tornado warning. It actually should be expiring. It's still observed, actually. I think it's just been recycling and recycling and recycling. Thank you guys for all the likes, by the way. We are going to have a full day of weather coverage tomorrow. A full day of weather coverage. So it's going to be a wild day tomorrow. I'd rather save most of my energy for tomorrow if it ends up doing anything. Y'all, I will send out a Discord message to the team and let them know. Just kind of be on standby for this evening when I get stuff done with Ro and Hazel and all of that. We can potentially hop back on if y'all are alive and functioning. I'll look at some updates for some model runs, send out a message, and we'll come back here. If you're watching as a viewer, we'll probably be back here in just a little bit and get Hazel to bed here in just a little bit, help Rochelle with some stuff, get some software stuff set up, and we'll have a part 2 tonight more than likely if things are going crazy haywire or anything like that. So other than that, I will talk to y'all here in a little bit. Be safe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.